I do like seascape photography. You've just got to be really cautious. Matter of fact, you know what? I might get a bit sketchy. Sorry about that, guys. At least I saved you the indignity of seeing me trying to run out of there. But anyway, I'll come up here. There's a beautiful cliff in the background with some lovely light kissing it. You had the surfers walking, going to their morning surf and all the rest of it, so that's really beautiful. I've done it as a horizontal panoramic so that I didn't really have time to do it in portrait panoramic, but it was just lovely to catch that light. The photograph down there, unfortunately, because the light's behind me, there wasn't much in the way of light. I experimented with slow shutter speed, composition. It's a bit of a cliche shot, if I'm honest, but it's nice, it's all right. I did take some photographs yesterday, but I didn't film any of it because the weather was absolutely grotty. It was wind, rain, it was terrible. I struggled with just taking photographs, let alone taking video, but hopefully tonight there'll be another location not too far away from here where I can get some more sort of interesting shots. But yeah, see what happens. Anyway, catch you in a bit. Normally I never do a panoramic this long. It's way too stretched out. Usually I go for about, I don't know, five to seven images and stitch them together in Photoshop. But this coastline was so vast, it really needed, I don't know how many stitch pictures there are there. It must be in the ballpark of nearly 10. Yeah, that light was absolutely gorgeous. And you can see in the centre bit, two surfers walking, and I love that because it gives the scene scale. Alright guys, I thought we'd do something a bit different. Instead of me just walking down with the camera videoing myself, because it was quite busy, I thought we'd go through things together, through the pictures. So let's go for a stroll. This gorgeous place is called Clovelly, I think it's pronounced. I went there just by chance. It's quite steep, just off the cliff on the way down to a lovely pub at the bottom. And it's just really rich with character, quintessentially sort of English and the southwest and the Cotswolds really. It's just got that lovely charm about it. Narrow streets, reminds me of Crete. You get gorgeous gardens like this, well kept. You can just imagine sitting down on them chairs, relaxing, watching the day go by. Absolutely wonderful. But with these narrow cobbled streets, they're very, very steep. So if you have got disabilities or if you've got mobility issues, you're not gonna get down there very easily. You're gonna end up in the ocean, sort of thing. So there is a nice little neat trick that I'll tell you in a minute of how to enjoy the bottom with the pub and everything else to get there much more easier if you do have mobility issues. Oh, I love this. Trespassers become compost. Yeah, little things like that tickle me pink. I just love it. But yeah, we was blessed with such a beautiful day. Got a gorgeous angle there. It gives you the idea of the steepness. It's got so much character. Winding down. I love this shot. Just opens right out as you're turning the corner and you've got this beautiful vista in the background. You can't beat it really. It's absolutely beautiful. Now I don't know if that's an old mill. It can't be an old mill. I don't know what sort of building that is in the left hand side there. But it's beautiful. I love old doors, wooden doors and all the rest of it. Very weathered. And you can see the pub there, all white. By the time me and my wife got to the pub, we were absolutely sweating buckets. So it's nice to have a nice cold drink. And this is the view from the pub, which is absolutely beautiful. I mean, you can't get much better than that, can you guys, really? It's lovely. I used to do a lot of fishing when I was younger. Not so much now, but when I was younger, I had many great memories on the riverbank and all the rest of it. And I was really impressed by the size of these fish. 23-pound cod. Unbelievable. Here's the view of the beach if you keep walking. I don't know if you can see, but on the right hand side there's a little waterfall that goes into the ocean. So beautiful. I was looking back at the pub. I'm surprised it wasn't more busier actually. Now at this shot it was overcast, but I've deliberately included this because I don't know about you guys, but sometimes when you look at a photograph it just instantly just shoots you back in time, maybe to your childhood, and that's what this image does. I won't ramble on too long, but in the 80s and 90s I spent a lot of the summers down in Swanage in a caravan with my 2 brothers and sister, and we spent many a day crab fishing, swimming in the ocean, going to the arcades, sitting down watching Punch and Judy, sitting far enough away so we perhaps wouldn't have to pay for Punch and Judy. No one wore really wetsuits or anything like that. You just made the best of things, and it wasn't unusual for people when Punch and Judy was playing and stuff like that. It'd be raining and stuff, and people just be watching it and doing their crab fish, and it just is as if it wasn't raining, sort of thing. And it was in this photograph, that sort of dark gloominess is what I experienced back then. So I said I'm going to waffle, but I went and waffled, didn't I? Anyway, so that's coming to the end now. So that's looking back up as you come down. It doesn't really give the feeling of the steepness that you go through, but about the mobility. So behind the pub there's actually a road, and you can get right to the bottom with this road. It literally comes right out the back of the pub, so if you do have mobility issues you can certainly get dropped down there by a car and enjoy this beautiful place. Yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this little walk down. I certainly have, and it's something different. Let me know in the comments whether you like it, or whether it's a bit boring, or if I just ramble on or whatnot. But I thought it'd be something a bit different. Anyway, back to the video.
Oh, you alright guys? Oh, I framed up a nice shot here. These beautiful, I was going to say moss covered, but I think it's weed covered rocks leading to a blue sky. Feel good photograph. I did break a little stopper filter trying to take this photograph, but hey, to create an omelette you need to break some eggs, so it's just one of them things. Just replace it. But yeah, this is all about a feel good photograph really. A bit of a slow shutter speed with the milkiness and all the rest of it. Obviously it's a subjective thing. Some people like milky waves, some people don't, but I just felt it suited this photograph. Anyway, see what you think. Oh, you alright guys? As you can tell, it's a bit wet and a bit murky. So there's not much sky. It's very, very flat. This foreground is absolutely wonderful because there's a lovely rock pool, but there's this lovely bowl shape that's created. So it's fantastic foreground interest. Unfortunately, obviously, like I said, very, very flat sky. So this is maybe one to come back to. There is a shot over there that can be had, sort of looking towards a sea stack. I did try to shoot this to make a much more interesting shot, and it did make a much more interesting shot with a fisheye lens. The trouble is with fisheye lenses, it's because they give you that 180-degree field of view, they're an absolute nightmare for tripods. It's virtually impossible to get close to a thing without getting a tripod or both tripod legs in there. I mean, you can clone them out in Photoshop, but it's just too much of a pain in the ass, and I'm lazy and I hate tech, so anyway, yeah, I try shooting that way. It can be converted to a black and white, but sometimes with black and whites, what I like to do with black and whites is if something looks good in a black and white, then it's fantastic having it as a black and white, but I don't like trying to rescue images just using black and white, and that's what it feels like I'd be doing. because there's not much colour in the sky. It feels like I'd be trying to rescue an image. So it might work, it might not work, but you work with what you've got. And like I sort of said, this may be a case of just coming back to this. Yeah, see what you think about the shot. Ugh. All right, guys, I didn't move in the end with the sea stack over there, because to me this works too well. I've got a thing for this rock pool, and it works compositionally. The way I look about camping on a spot is it's a bit like my view on tripods, is that there's two ways of looking at it. Tripods are very stifling and they can get in the way a bit, but when you need them, you need them. I look at camping on a spot the same way. If you've got the right composition, then you can take multiple shots and you can wait until the weather hits or you get a good window. But at the same time, too often you can camp on a spot and be really invested in a composition and it just doesn't work. And just round the corner there could be a better composition. So just look around, scout around, see what's about, and once you're absolutely 100% certain, like I am with this thing, then maybe just sit on it and see how it transpires with the weather. But yeah, there is a little bit of a break in the cloud. I'll show you. Ugh. It's off to the left hand corner. It's not much of a break. Where are we at? Wrong direction, John. Yeah, just that left hand side. You can't really see it well, but there's a little bit of a break. It may come to nothing, it may come to something. But we'll see. Might get a, just as it comes above that wave of the cloud, it might create a shaft coming across of light. It may not, but you know, with photography, with landscape photography, 100% optimism and a lot of fingers crossed and hoping. But we see how it all comes around. But if not, this is a perfect opportunity to come back for this beautiful thing. This ain't going anywhere, so you know. Anyway, we'll see how it goes, how things transpire. But yeah, fingers crossed. Okay guys, I don't think that the issue is going to be the sky. There's an unforeseen dilemma kicking in, and that is, I'll just try and get down there. And that's the tide. The tide's coming in. So I grabbed the kit, put it on my back, and moved up to the rocks. Yeah, this is coming right in. It was down there an hour ago, so that tide's definitely coming in. It's coming in quite quick. So that might negotiate me doing, I don't even know if I'm on camera, negotiating me taking a photograph, but I'll have to come back to it. It's always good to have an exit strategy because it's all beginning to close off. I'll show you as I move round. Ugh. Yeah, so it's all starting to close in around me, so it doesn't come out on film how quickly that comes in. Anyway, I reckon there's another hour until it comes above that lip of cloud. But anyway, if this is the only photograph that I take, this would probably be it today on this little trip, guys. If you've enjoyed it, like and subscribe, and leave a comment. I love reading your comments, as always, replying to you. We're all interested in the same thing, so I love bouncing backwards and forwards on different ideas and all the rest of it. And I'll see you on the next one. Cheers. All right, guys. Well, I took one last photograph, just couldn't resist it, but instead of trying to move away from the fact that there's a dead sky, I worked into the dead sky. And like I said about the black and white, I like to be intentional with it, so I was deliberately intentional with the black and white. So I've done a sort of I don't know whether it's fine art, whether you can call it fine art, but I leaned into the flat weather, deliberately blown out the sky, and with the polarizer, switched the polarizer on to deliberately not get that polarized effect. So for example, on the rock, the shimmer and stuff, I want that to be there. I don't want to take away that shimmer. So that's quite interesting when you do black and white, is to play with the polarizer, because you don't always want that polarizer effect. And I think it worked out quite well. I've done 2 compositions, and well, I'll see what you think, but that's definitely it now. So thank you for watching. I appreciate your time watching this video and any comments you might put. And I'll see you in the next one. Cheers. Oh, rather them than me.